Okay, so I'm finally gonna fix my steering. 18 months ago, I bent my steering on the Rubicon and I haven't fixed it yet. So my steering is a piece of 1.25" quarter wall DOM, and it is direct threaded on the ends for Chevy 1-ton tie rod ends. And I landed right on the center of it at some point on the Rubicon and bent it up. So the Jeep is slightly towed in, and it's enough that it steers weird, but it's not enough that it feels too dangerous to drive. So I was still kind of driving it like that, although I wasn't driving it far and I didn't spend that much time on the highway. It was just off-road mainly. But now I want to actually at least try to fix it. So I'm going to pull it off 18 months later and try to bend it back straight again. Is this the correct way to do it? No. Would it be better to replace it with a new piece of tube or even a thicker piece of tube? Yes, that would be better. But this is free, so I'm going to try this first. Also, I've been busy in the garage getting all my stuff set back up to, all my garage tins and flags and everything. And I've been collecting some more shop tools that I had to sell before the move. And we have our second baby at home now, so pretty busy. But I want to work on the Jeep. I haven't seen this view in a while. I haven't had the wheels off since we left Nevada. And I haven't had the steering off since I installed it. One thing too I'm going to have to address is right here. So my new wheels barely catch this offset tie rod end right here. So I'm going to have to clearance those just a hair. I had to do that before with my old wheels, my bead locks. I had to clearance this exact spot just a little. I'm gonna have to do it a little bit more for these new wheels. So, not a big deal. There's a lot of meat there on these 1-ton ends. I might grease everything up here too. I haven't greased it since I installed it either. I'm sure it's due. Oh yeah. All right, there it is. One very bent tie rod. See, I got this side held completely flat to the concrete, and over there it's quite bent. So we'll give this a shot. Alright, so here's one of my recent purchases right here. Got another 20-ton shop press. I sold the one that I had in Nevada just because we were running out of room in the moving truck. But I bought another one exactly like it. Eventually I'll get another air over hydraulic jack, but I didn't use that one all that much. I still did the manual crank more than anything because I was trying to be so precise. But eventually I'll get another air over hydraulic. I did add this, a little release knob. So you can easily, tighten and release the pressure valve here on the bottom. So that's cool. I didn't have that before. I didn't have one that's nice, I guess. I did have one, but it was a piece of 3D printed plastic junk. This one's actually aluminum that's knurled. All right, so it looks like right about here it needs to be pushed down. Is this the correct way to do this? No. Is it gonna work? I don't know, maybe. What I don't want to do is put a flat spot in the tube. That would be counterproductive. I think I need to not have these plates here. I also added air conditioning to my garage because this garage is insulated. Oh man, is it nice. I've never had a cooled workshop before. Did something, I don't know. Oh wow, that made a big difference. Okay, let's hit it again. Right there. I might have to work at a few spots because this press apron isn't, it's not super wide, it's kind of narrow. I'm gonna have to press it in a few spots to get that bend to kind of flatten back out. If this press apron was twice as wide, I think I could do it in one or two places, but it's gonna take 4 or 5. With this setup, although it is working. That is almost dead straight. You know what? If I didn't know better, I wouldn't know this has ever been bent out of shape before. I'm telling you, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not upset with that. I'm calling that a win. I can't actually see. There might be a small gap here and there, but I don't know if that's the tube or if that's this Harbor Freight welding table. But it is way better than it was before. That is for sure. It might look like it's kind of jumping, but that's because the tie rod ends are still weighing it down unevenly. So, like right there, it wants to do that just because of the tie rod ends, but I don't see a gap causing that. It's just the offset weight. But I think this is good. I think I'm going to put this back on. Let me clearance these ends real quick. See, right there is a sliver of metal that got pulled off by the tire, or by the wheel. I think it might actually be the wheel weights that are hitting, not necessarily the wheel itself. So it looks like it might have just been barely catching the inside of the wheel, but it was definitely catching these wheel weights. You can see how they've been like sliced off almost. And that makes sense because I did not run wheel weights like this on my other wheels. I used balancing beads because I mounted them myself. But since the tire shop did this, they used this style, and they're definitely hitting. So we'll give it a shot now. If I need to take a little more off of that tie rod end, won't be the end of the world. The cotter pin hole lined up perfect. That never happens. Literally never. Till today. That is much, much better. I don't know if it's perfect, but it's so close that I can't tell with my eye, you know, that it's still bent in the middle. So I got everything put back together, torqued up. While I was under there, I went ahead and greased, you know, all the steering joints, ball joints, my axle tube seals, my slip yoke eliminator, and my shackles. So everything underneath should be good. I do have one more thing I'm going to do real quick. I have a broken exhaust hanger, and just like a rubber exhaust hanger that broke or went missing or at some point. I don't know if I ever had it actually, but the exhaust rattles really bad. I'm going to slip this on. I got a bunch of these off eBay or Amazon for like $10. So I'm going to slip this on, see if that helps, and be done for the day. All right, so I do still have this one up here. You see how it's ripped open. I thought that had already fallen off. So let's see if I can get that one changed. Of course, I'm rubbing my arm all up in here where I was greasing earlier. I cut this with a razor knife, and it's cutting way easier than I thought it was going to. I'm almost through it. Oh yeah, okay. All right, so this one has adjustments. Oh no, don't tell me. There we go, okay. So I'd like to maybe put it in that second hole. You can always pull it back out if it's rattly. Go up the hole. Yeah, I think it's good. I changed it to that second hole in that exhaust hanger. You can see how much that thing is stretching. I don't know, we'll see how long it lasts. It already looks like it could fail at any second. so my steering is fixed for now, and my exhaust is fixed for now. So, quick little job outside today. I had a couple hours of free time, so I went ahead and knocked those out. Feeling good about it though. Another month-ish, and I'll actually have registration and plates and insurance and everything back on the Jeep, and I'll be able to drive it around, and we'll actually be able to go wheeling a little bit this summer. So, more to come on this. I got some work to do on my Mustang too. Funnily enough, my 5-liter Mustang is the most fuel efficient vehicle I own, so I'm going to be daily driving that a little bit. And there's a couple things I want to do to it before I'm daily driving it 3 times a week. My wife added that to the list.